I am Daniel Lucas, and welcome to Book 101 Review. Book 101 is all about the books that I read for the last 40 years. And today, I don't have a special guest. But while I'm waiting for my guest, let's talk about my Book 101 Review Season 1. What are the books that I recommended? So let's start again with which one we're gonna start. Of course, I did publish my first episode February 19, 2021. So this coming February, that will be my fifth season, fifth year. People, imagine fifth year already, fifth season. And while I'm waiting for my guests, let's review the books that I highly recommended for my first season. First season, people. So, Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. What did I learn from this book? I learned to what? Have faith in God, for sure. Have faith in God. Be optimistic in everything, just like Viktor Frankl. It's I think it's one of the top 10 influential book in the US as I learned. Why narrating this book? Let's listen.
Hi, I'm Daniel Lucas and welcome to Book 101.
And people, all my first episode for my first season, or all my episodes on my first season, I used $10 microphone plus my iPhone 10 for recording. But still the audio output is not outstanding, but that not it's good. For me it's good.
The Salvation of Man is true love, and in love. Those are one of the phrases I notice when I'm reading this book, Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Man's Search for Meaning is a 1946 book by Viktor Frankl,
1946.
detailing his experiences as a prisoner in Nazi concentration camp during the World War II and describing his psychotherapeutic method, which involve identifying a purpose in life to feel positive about, and then
To feel positive about. I think that's what I learned. Man search for meaning. Be positive in everything, despite of what you have experiencing, setbacks or whatever. Be optimistic, people. Be grateful of what you have, because God will give you in return more blessings if you are grateful. So, Man's Search for Meaning, please do read it. It's one of a kind by Viktor Frankl. As I said, one of the top 10 influential book in the US. And of course, my second episode, I published 26, 26 of February. Think and Grow Rich. And all the books that I featured on my first season, I just borrowed through the library. In Canada, because I live in Canada, they have a good system of library. You can borrow lots of audiobooks, books that you can uh, read. But for me, because I'm so busy working all the time, I use audiobooks. While I'm doing something, I'm listening to audiobooks, most especially commuting. And either I'm listening to a podcast or audiobooks. So all the again, all the books that I featured on my first season, I listened to them three times or two times, just like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Hi, I'm Daniel Lucas,
What did
and
I learn
welcome
from
to
this?
Book 101
What I learned?
Review.
I forgot.
Persistent is the power of will,
Persistent is the
is
power
one
of
of the
will.
phrases I notice when I'm reading this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich was written by Napoleon Hill in 1937 and promoted as a personal development and self improvement book. He claimed to be inspired by suggestion from the business magnate and later philanthropist Andrew Carnegie. First published during the Great Depression, the book was sold more than 15 million copies. It remained the biggest seller of Napoleon Hill book. Business Week magazine bestseller list ranked in the sixth best-selling paperback business book 70 years after what published. Think and Grow Rich is listed in John C. Maxwell, a lifetime must-read book list.
Oh, see, if Man Search for Meaning is top 10 highly recommended or most influential book in the US, Think and Grow Rich is Maxwell what?
While the book title has much of the writing concern increased income,
How to make this
the author insists that the philosophy can help people to succeed in any line of work, to do anything they can imagine. Think and Grow Rich is based on Hill's earlier work, The Law of Success, said.
So Think and Grow Rich is one of the most influential self-help book.
To be the result of more than 20 years of study of many individuals who had amazed personal fortunes. Hill studied their habits and drew some of 16 laws to be applied to achieve success. Think and Grow Rich
Success.
condensed them,
Wrong
providing the
pronunciation.
reader with the 14 principles in the form of philosophy of achievement. The book asserts the desire, faith, and persistence can propel one to the greater heights.
People, when I created Book 101 review, I just want to feature all the books that I read. And uh, the f- I don't think that this podcast become more bigger and bigger than what I think. Because according to my analytics, this podcast had 154 countries listening. Imagine, it's just only my passion to listen audiobooks, and I want to spread the world that you need to read these books because it help you to better empower you to create something to the world. So I created lots of podcasts. I do have Food 101, have abstract essay. Food 101 talks about food, of course, because in nature or in nature, in my work line of work, I'm working in the kitchen as chef de partie. So, uh, in short, I love food. Food. People, let's talk about food. Chef Alessandro is my partner there. He's my already 4 years partner on Food 101. He's working in one of the best five-star hotel in downtown Toronto. So Think and Grow Rich and Men Search for Meaning, they are highly recommended to read. Either you listen to the audiobooks or read it. It's up to you. But I did listen Man's Search for Meaning, I think 4 times. Think and Grow Rich, I listened 4 times. Yes, it's
So one can suppress negative thought and focus on long-term goals. The 14 principles in the book are: thought are things, desire, fate, auto-suggestion, specialized knowledge, imagination, organized planning, decision, persistence, power of the mastermind, the master of sex transmutation, the subconscious.
and one of my comment before is like my background is louder than my voice. That's what one of their comments. So little by little, I did change the format, but for my first season, I do all the background, the whole episode, like 15 minutes in one episode. I think there's only 4 minutes. I don't know, 11 minutes in each episode. Sometimes like what? My first episodes, Man Search for Meaning, is just only five minutes. I summarized the book itself, and then uh, I did only for 5 minutes. Think and Grow Rich is only what? How many is that? 4 minutes?
Mind,
5 minutes
the
too.
brain, and the sixth sense. There are several courses created from the Think and Grow Rich content and the principle.
Because I'm aiming before is just to promote the book itself or promote the books in just short period of time. Like 5 minutes is okay because I did created that. No, I did not created. I mean, I summarized the book itself from the name of the author, or I did say phrase from the book that I read, a phrase that I read from the book itself, and then I summarize the book itself. Plus, I talk about the author and the main topic of the book, and that's it. It's highly recommended. Blah blah blah. But now, if you observe my first season, it's a trial and error. Uh, and as I go to my second season and third season, I think I'm getting better in terms of grammar, in terms of production, because I do by myself. I do editing. At that time I do had 3 podcasts already editing, and I do only audio, not video. Plus, at that time, Anchor providing us everything is free from the music. What else? Editing and everything. I can record from Anchor by not paying. But now you need to pay another platform like Riverside or what else? StreamYard, just to publish from Spotify. So comparing from Anchor before, when I don't know if Spotify bought it, they modify it until they can generate generate money. Is that the correct word? Generate. Yes. So I still continue my podcast. So I make the means to upload it by uh, going to Riverside. because they are promoting Riverside at that time by Anchor. And I think Anchor and Spotify, they are merged. I don't know if they merge or they are tie up that way. So the next book that I recommend is, of course, the late Anthony Bourdain, Kitchen Confidential, just for 11 minutes. So 7 minutes is Think and Grow Rich. 5 minutes is Men
Hi,
versus
I'm
Women.
Daniel Lucas, and welcome to Book 101 Review. Line cooks are heroes. Those are one of the phrases I notice when I'm reading this book, Kitchen Confidential: Adventure in the Culinary Underbelly by Anthony Bourdain. Kitchen Confidential is a New York Times best-selling nonfiction book written by American chef Anthony Bourdain.
Yes, I think I have a mistake before when I'm doing this. I never say the late Anthony Bourdain because I think when I did this episode, uh, Anthony Bourdain already died. So I forgot to say the late Anthony Bourdain. So Kitchen Confidential is highly recommended because I learned a lot as a chef in the kitchen. As chef de party, I learned a lot from this book. So highly recommended, people. Please do read it
First
or
published in
listen.
2000 and
Yeah, I
2018,
did listen to this Kitchen Confidential audiobook 4 times. Repeat and repeat and repeat.
it topped the New York Times nonfiction paperback and nonfiction combined ebook and print lists. Anthony Michael Bourdain, born June 25, 1956, and died June 8, 2018, was an American chef, book author, journalist, and a travel documentation who starred in the program focusing on the exploration of international culture, cuisine, and the human condition. Bourdain was a 1978 graduate of the Culinary Institute of America and a veteran.
What I remembered when I'm listening to this audiobook, I think Anthony Bourdain went to an interview and they asking him, "What can you say about this company?" And then Anthony Bourdain replied, he's thinking that the company is all about steak or something. And then at the end, he realized that uh, he answered wrong. Yes, that's the vivid chapter that I remember. Kitchen Confidential, people, please do read it, especially if you are working in the kitchen. And next, Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. It's 4 minutes. Imagine I concise the book to a 4 minutes just to featured on my first season.
Hi, I'm Daniel Lucas, and welcome to Book 101 Review. The first rule of frog eating is if you have to eat two frogs, eat the ugliest one first. Those are the phrases that I notice when I'm reading this book, Eat the Frog by Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy was born January 5, 1944, is a Canadian American motivational public speaker and self development author. He is the author of over 80 books that have been translated into dozens of languages. His popular books are Earn What You Are Really Worth.
Yes, people, Eat That Frog is highly recommended, and it will empower you to become better in everything you do. Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. And of course, the next book that I recommend, Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind by Yuval Noah Harari.
Hi, I'm Daniel Lucas, and welcome to Book 101 Review. About 13.5 billion years ago, matter, energy, time, and space came into being in what is known as the Big Bang. The story of this fundamental feature of our universe is called physics. Those are one of the paragraphs that I remember
When
when
I'm
I'm
reading
reading
this
this
book,
book, Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. Yuval Noah Harari, born February 24, 1976, is a public intellectual, historian, and professor in the Department of History at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. He is the author of the popular science bestsellers Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind.
I think Sapiens uh, was written in Hebrews first and then they translate to English, if I'm not mistaken. Because Yuval Noah Harari is a Jew. So, people, Sapiens next, not next, it's highly recommended to read, most especially the first one, not the first one, what do you call this? Uh, the content, like the prologue. Yeah, the prologue. I love the prologue. What do you call that? It's not the prologue. But anyway, people, highly recommend Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind. And of course, Homo Deus, the second one. A follow up, I think. He, he's talking about
Hi, I'm Daniel
robotics, I
Lucas,
think,
and
for Homo
welcome
Deus.
to Book 101 Review. Yet at the dawn of the third millennium, humanity wakes up to an amazing realization. Most people rarely
What do I remember Homo Deus? I did listen to this the same 4 times.
think about it, but in the last few decades, we have managed to reign in famine, plague, or war. Those are one of the sentences that I remember when I'm reading this book, Homo Deus, A Brief History of Tomorrow by
Oh
Yuval
yes, I remember the uh, robot will gonna replace us. I think.
Noah Harari. Homo Deus, A Brief History of Tomorrow, listed by Time magazine as of its top 10 nonfiction book of 2017, is a book written by Israeli author Yuval Noah Harari,
Israeli author.
professor of the Hebrew University in Jerusalem. The book was first published in Hebrew.
People, I'm doing reaction of my first season of Book 101 review. All the books that I recommend to read. So this is number one, two, three, four, five, six books that I recommend on my first season.
Hebrew in 2015. The English language version was published in September 2016 in the United Kingdom and February 2017 in the United States. As with its predecessor, *Sapien: A Brief History of Humankind*, Harari recounts the course of history while describing events and the individual of human experience, along with ethical issues in relation to this historical survey. However, Homo Deus, from Latin homo meaning man or human and deus meaning God, deals more with ability to acquire by humans, Homo sapiens, throughout their existence.
Yes, people, Amadeus highly recommended to read. Next will be the Chinese study with 6 minutes by who? Thomas Collin. What do I remember of China study? I remember that it's saying there that peanut butter is the main cause of cancer somewhere in the Philippines. So I remember. But it's highly
Hi, I'm
recommended to
Daniel
read the China
Lucas,
study.
and welcome to Book 101 Review. The public hunger for nutrition information never ceases to amaze me. This is the introduction of the book The China Study by Thomas Colin Campbell. Thomas Colin Campbell was born March 14, 1934, is an American biochemist who specializes in the effect of nutrition on long-term health. He is the Jacob Cole Schumann Professor Emeritus of the Nutritional Biochemistry at the Cornell University. Campbell has become known for his advocacy for low fat.
You know what? My first season, people, I'm trying hard to be the best of the best, how to pronounce the word slowly and pronounce the word correctly. And I do like 5 take before I'm gonna say, oh, this is okay. I'm gonna publish it. I'm gonna edit it and rerun again. You know, the editing of podcast is so laborious because sometimes you want to make it perfect, and at the end you say you are not satisfied, just like writing a book. I think you want to revise and revise and revise, and I always ask to my guests, how would you know that your book is finished? Just like that in podcasting, recording, how would you know that the episode is already good? You want to edit this, you want to put background or whatever. So, people, China study is highly recommended. You need to read it or listen to it. My next recommended book is Money Master the Game, of course, Tony Robbins. What do I remember when I'm listening Money Master? Oh, Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is, I think he is a security guard, and he has this humble beginning, then become a millionaire. I think it's a billionaire now.
Hi, I'm Daniel Lucas, and welcome to Book 101 Review. The largest financial institutions are set up to make a profit from themselves, not their clients. Those are one of the sentences I notice when I'm reading this book, Money by Tony Robbins. Anthony J. Robbins is an American author, coach, speaker, and a philanthropist. Robin is known for his infomercials, seminars, and self-help books, including the books Unlimited Power, published in 1987, and Awaken the Giant Within, published in 1993. His seminars are organized through Robbins Research International. Robin was born as an Anthony J. Mahavaric in North Hollywood, California, on February.
Yes, people, Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins is highly recommended. It will empower you to be better, to achieve your goals no matter what. Next will be Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson. What did I what I remembered to this book? Let's see. What did I remember? Oh, it's saying that yes, Steve Jobs is hard to please for sure.
Hi, I'm Daniel Lucas, and welcome to Book One.
Steve Jobs doesn't care what people think.
No One Review. Even before Jobs started elementary school, his mother had taught him how to read this. However, led some problem once he got to school. I was kind
Oh, I remembered Steve Jobs have the complaining uh people around him complaining because he has body odor, I think. Yes, body odor. And Steve Jobs is an Iranian. So I think most of not I'm not saying that most. I think the genes of Steve Jobs, if you go to the Middle East, most men have body odor. Not most, but I think 10%. Oh my goodness. I don't know what I'm talking about, but that's only my perception or my idea. Because if you go to the Middle East, because it's hot and it's part of their gene to have a body odor. But for them, having a body odor is that it's a sign of you are manly. But for the woman, oh my goodness, I'm I'm
aboard for the first
doing
few years.
something else here.
Those are one of the sentences I remember
My goodness.
when I'm reading this book, Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson. Walter Isaacson is an American author, journalist, and professor. He has been the president and CEO of the Aspen Institute, a nonpartisan policy studies organization based in Washington, D.C., the chair and CEO of CNN, and the editor of Time.
Oh, you, Walter
Isaacson was born
Isaacson,
in New Orleans, May 20,
CEO of CNN today.
1952, the son of Erwin and Beverly Isaacson. Based on more than 40
It's nice to go back and listen to what you are saying 4 years ago. Oh my God. This is 4 years ago. That's be awesome. So, people, I'm gonna stop now because more than 30 minutes. I want to summarize the books that I highly recommended for my first season. Number one, Men Search for Meaning, top 10 influential books in the US. Of course, Think and Grow Rich, number one best selling self help book, right? Until now, if I'm not mistaken. So please do read Think Think and Grow Rich. Number three, Kitchen Confidential by the late Anthony Bourdain. Hmm, it's one of a kind. Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. And of course, Sapien, A Brief History of Humankind by Yuval Noah Harari. Amadeus, of course, the same with Mr. Yuval. The China Study by Thomas Collin. Money Matter, yes, Money Matter, the Money Master the Game, sorry, by Tony Robbins. Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson. Let's continue this next time, people. Let's do review my first season highly recommended books. So I just want to play my Food 101, what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about here.
Hi, I'm Daniel Lucas. I'm inviting you to listen to my podcast entitled Food 101,
Why I'm saying
Season 1,
entitled?
where I'm going to discuss to you all about food. Food,
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 people.
people.
Let's
Let's
talk
talk
about
about
food.
food. Yes, I'm promoting Food 101. But Food 101, I created December 2020, 2020. While Book 101 Review, I created February 2021. So, people, thank you so much for listening. Catch you again next time. Let's do review my my first season episodes. More to come, people. See you soon.